1 or 2 gram nanogram cancer can be
place,
yeah,
like, yeah.
very important. See, any man above 40 years, okay, if he has symptoms, he is the right man. So
Okay.
above 40 years, PSA should start, especially if he has got a mild infections, like dysuria, backache, anything like that.
Or family history.
And family history, his father had a CA, his uncle, his brothers, even the family history of CA breasts, CA colon, pancreatic, lung cancer, anything, his mother, if aunt, his sisters, brothers, so any cancers, then it's a high suspicious for presence of a CA prostate.
Okay. All right. So yeah, and any man basically over 45 should
should
have a
should
PSA.
PSA done.
Period.
Especially this from 50 to 69 years, most vulnerable period.
Okay.
55 to 69, that is
Okay.
up to 70 years. The highest incidence of prostate cancers are between 55 and 70 years.
Okay. And so you're saying that at 70 they can stop?
Again, it depends. So there are other parameters also, just not only PSA we take as is the ultimate source of cancers in his prostate. So we have other things also we take into consideration, especially biopsy, especially if a rectal examination, if we find a nodule, a hard prostate, consistency is very hard. Okay, usually prostate is firm, so it is just like what in our college days they teach what is firm, what is hard. Okay, so what is soft? Your lips are soft. Okay, your tip of the nose is firm, your forehead is hard. So if you feel the prostate is like your forehead, then we think that it is okay prostate. So
Okay.
if you feel, when you feel your the prostate is like your lip, okay, it
Mhm.
is soft,
Uh-huh.
then no,
So that's normal.
not is normal.
Okay. All right. And so it's so would you say then men can do a self-examination then?
Of course you can do,
Okay.
but it is not that informative,
Okay.
that informative.
Okay.
As I said, this prostate is situated quite deep inside. It is not at the anal canal.
Okay.
Almost it's about 10 centimeters from the anal canal verge inside.
Okay. All right. So
Not
that's why the
the
examination you're talking
examination is
about,
important.
you're able to feel that.
Feel that.
Okay. And that goes very quickly.
Yes, 1 minute. It's a 1 minute job.
Okay. And yeah, that's, yeah, it's gone. Well, 1 minute in radio is long.
Well, but if 1 minute, if 1 minute
Yeah,
can save your life,
absolutely.
you
Yes,
know,
If I'm-
1 minute includes you
I'm thinking
taking up the position,
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
going back.
That's what I'm
stripping
thinking.
down your
Exactly.
hand. That takes a lot of
That's what
time
I'm
than
thinking.
examination.
I'm thinking it probably
Okay.
takes 20, 10, 20 seconds because
Yes,
you're including everything,
Including.
right? Absolutely. So what if a person does have a high PSA? So
Yes, so-
what's next? Like,
yes.
yeah.
So immediately we have to first confirm the diagnosis. Confirmation goes by biopsy, what is called as the core biopsy of the prostate. That is also the next step of PSA, core biopsy. So when you get the core biopsy, when it that is 100% sure that it is a cancer or not. Okay, so again in the biopsy we have got different information we get, especially Gleason, they call it the Gleason score, it's little quite high at this moment. Okay, we try to find out what type of cancer it is. Okay, what was the source of the cell, which type of cells are giving birth to these cancers. So
Okay.
especially it's the adenocarcinoma.
Okay. All right. And I guess every time a man sees his doctor, he should have a conversation about his prostate health. That
Yes.
should be something not to be afraid of. And I know a lot of men that will go to women doctors for the same reason. That's
Yeah.
fine. Just whatever
Yeah.
doctor, just go to one and have a conversation about that. That is also
Conversation, get these three basic: rectal examination, PSA, most important PSA, and next is your biopsy.
okay. All right.
I have a question. Could I jump in?
Sure.
Doctor, so prostate cancer can spread to other places in your body, right? Can other kinds of cancers spread to your prostate?
Definitely.
Okay.
So any cancers of the bladder, who are sitting at the base of the bladder, any cancer of the seminal vesicles, okay, cancers of the urethra can spread to prostate. Yes, it is. From prostate, it can go to other organs. From the other organs, it can come to the prostate. It is known. Fact.
Okay. Does it typically end in the bones?
Yes, that is a stage 4. So when it ends, that is the last stage, okay, last source of the metastasis.
Okay.
Bones are the last metastasis.
Okay.
Stations of the metastasis.
All right. So the sooner you get that screening done, the better for yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not, like you said, it's not an examination you can give to yourself either. It's
Yeah.
something that you need to get a doctor to do.
Yes.
Yes, for sure. So don't be afraid, gentlemen. Okay, this is for your health. This is taking care of yourself. This is ensuring that you're going to be there to take care of your responsibilities for a long time, and you're going to be able to live a healthy, happy life.
And it's going to put your mind at ease. That's the other thing. Men can be so stressed before this. And then when we call and give them their results, or they come by to pick up their results, I'm telling you, there's a skip in their step and there's a lightness about them. They're so relieved to
Yes.
find out that everything's okay. One thing I wanted to mention is Dr. Prabhu was talking about the ages to start getting a PSA test. And, those are absolutely the right guidelines for Cayman. We are encouraging men who are as young as 35 to start coming to these events, so that they come, they get the information, and even if you don't have to get the PSA test if you come, you can get the information, and then you can learn a little bit more and think about it, and then maybe the next year when you come, you have a different question. Sometimes the most common question in the younger guys is there anything I can do to prevent prostate cancer from coming my way? Are there any ideas?
Yeah. Unfortunately, there are no preventive things here. The only preventive is catching the cancer at the early stage.
So testing,
Yes.
testing.
Okay.
Okay.
Testing.
And regularly.
Right.
And so it should be a yearly, like an annual
Yearly.
test.
Annual
Right.
test.
And you know what's a good thing too, Jennifer, that younger men can attend these things because they have uncles and grandfathers
Right.
and fathers.
They're
and-
usually the drivers.
yeah, absolutely. And also they for them to be aware and to bring the awareness to their elders in their lives
Yeah.
and ensure that they're taking care of business and being healthy is a responsible thing to do.
Mhm.
And a lot of times what happens is people don't realize that even if it's not your problem, somehow it becomes your problem.
Yeah.
Because if it's your family member, it is your problem. If you're a caretaker, if you will be someone who will be affected by somebody's health, good or bad, then it is your problem. So as a community, we really should take it seriously.
Yes.
So absolutely. And it sounds like I don't want to say a fun event per se, or like a fun evening, but it does sound like it's very informative. It's very educational, and it's in very good taste, and you get to be with other men who are seeking the same thing as you, which is that their health is good.
Yeah, it's a casual event. It's an event. A lot of guys come right after work. It's there's no formality at all. So if you have a question, you can ask that question. And I guarantee everyone in the crowd is thinking the same questions. This is an event for men, by men, and with male doctors. And doctor, you're already giggling. You can guess what kind of questions they always ask. Like there's a question that always comes up: if I engage in more of one activity, will it reduce my chances of getting prostate cancer?
Right.
No. It's somehow it is a myth. No, the sexual activity will not prevent you from getting.
So more or less.
No, more.
It has no
It is
effect
not
on
proved.
it.
It is not proved yet.
Okay. Okay. All right. So those are some of the questions. They're worried. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one more question Jennifer was trying to ask me: what is the correlation between the food, that is ackee and
codfish.
and saltfish?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So even that. So it is not a proven event. Some people may think that by taking more of acai and salt fish, they are prevented from having CA prostate. No, it is not. There is no correlation between the food and it is purely genetic.
Okay.
CA prostate is purely genetic. Okay, it runs. It comes by the age.
Uh-huh.
It is
Okay.
by, it comes by ethnicity. Okay, it comes by the genetic modifications.
So would you say that you found more like what are your ethnicities that you're talking
Yes,
about that you
yes.
found
Usually,
prostate cancer in more?
yeah. So usually, I had an experience of working in India in Asian population. I have experience in the Caribbean populations. Okay, somehow I found that okay, African Americans are more prone for CA prostate. The incidence of cancer is high in black community than the white or Hispanics.
Okay.
It is comparatively less in India, but compared to each other, I think African Americans are more prone for CA prostate.
Okay. And in saying African American, are you covering the us? Because you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
Caribbeans.
Yeah,
because
Caribbean.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
because
We
remember
include
African
Caribbeans.
American has
Yes.
been a term that has been adopted
Yes.
to not be called
Afrocentric.
yeah, but
Yes.
and so I always differentiate us by saying Afro-Caribbean. You know,
Right.
so I
Yes.
wanted to
Yes.
ensure that you're covering us. So yeah, so you're talking about your Afro kind of Caribbean
Mhm.
American, just basically people coming from the Afrocentric
Yeah.
background. Yeah. Okay. And so in those correlations, they've not made any connections in terms of diet or anything else. It's just
No.
that in that in that kind of in that ethnicity that is more common.
Common.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I think at the end of the day, maybe it would take that we begin to eat healthier. I talk about that a lot about eating healthier and you know that broccoli
Yes.
and carrots and cauliflower and stuff that you know we're not looking for. You know, we're looking for the chicken wing. But maybe there's some you know some things that we could do better for ourselves too to just ensure that we're healthier. You
Yes.
think so?
Definitely. On an average, on an overall, red meat is not good. Okay, that's one of the cause for all most of the cancers, GIT, and all, maybe one of the cause. So
Right.
in my practice, I don't encourage them to go for a red meat if they are so much uh, interested in having a meat. So let them go for a white. And so fish is
Right.
one of the alternative for the red meat.
Right. Well, let me, you know, it's so interesting. Let me say this. What's interesting to me about that, because I've been hearing it a lot. I just went to Health City and did the comprehensive or executive health check.
Health check. Yes.
And so my cholesterol is a little high. So I'm just like, oh, goodness, you know, and red meat was one of the things that
Yes.
came up. It's so interesting because and I know you've heard this a million times, but my grandmother was 94. I just remember like always eating stewed beef, oxtail, you name it. What do you think is happening with us that it's affecting us in this way when we can think of our, you know, ancestors that ate red meat and they lived to 94, 100?
Mhm.
What do you think that is? What do you think? In terms of red meat and our, you know, our older Caymanians that lived to 94 and 100 and
Yeah,
they were
yes.
eating red
See,
meat all the time.
that's what I said. You cannot make a generalized comment on this. Overall, when you're trying to tell, especially cardiac events are more common in the patient who have red meat.
Mm.
Cardiac events. So in that way, we try to tell them avoid this,
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the patients are more interested in their food habits. They are very much keen to ask me, can I eat this? Can I eat this? Can I leave this?
Of
But somehow I
course.
have to tell them something. Okay? But near to the science, we tell them avoid these
Mm.
Yeah.
meat products.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
Of
So,
course, because I
mm.
mean, I know personally, it is in your food. It is in the food that you're eating a lot of
Yes,
times,
yes.
and
Okay.
you know, we love KFC, but
Mm.
maybe that's not something we, you know,
The oils.
fried chicken.
Yes.
per se. Yeah, exactly. And
Food.
and some oils are good, and some oils aren't, and so
Yeah.
there's moderation. You can eat it, and you
Mm.
can. So it's just a whole, just this thinking about that. You
Again,
know,
so it's a big chapter by itself. We can discuss for hours together. The food and the
Absolutely.
health.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So Movember, November 19th, 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
There'll be a host of different medical professionals that will be
Mhm.
offering all sorts of things. Like just run us by one more time what will happen on that night.
It's a free event. Men should come. Wives can bring their husbands. You can come in a big group. You can come and bring your family and friends. It's a free event. You come to the Lions Center. Plan to leave a little bit early because traffic can be bad around that time, and you want to come and be able to get parking. When you arrive at 7, you can go straight and get in line to get a PSA test. You can get your blood test taken, come out and proudly show your Band-Aid, and then you can get a seat and wait for the presentations to start. There will be 2 presentations by 2 different doctors. One will talk about prostate cancer, and the second one will be about colon cancer. And at the end, you can ask questions of either of the doctors about their topics or general questions that you have about maybe something that you heard or you read or your friend told you. And then at the end, if you're feeling particularly shy and you don't want to ask your question publicly, you can wait around and you can talk to the doctor privately and ask your question and see what the doctor has to say. And then after this event is done, the phlebotomists, the people who took your blood, take those samples back to the labs. We use lots of labs. And so those labs then do their work, and then they print out a report, and then we start calling everybody and saying your report is in. You can stop by the Cancer Society and pick it up. And you can pick your information up and you can take it to your doctor. And one of the things that's really valuable about this is not only the information, not only getting that first PSA test, but it's getting guys on the radar screen for some doctor. Because 90% of the guys who fill out this form, when we say, "Who is your doctor?" they'll say, "I don't have one."
Right.
And so
Right.
if you get this test, then you either keep it at home, or we say, "Oh, give it to your doctor," and you get it the second time. You should have a doctor who's keeping these records on you, right? And if you start to get on a doctor's radar screen at 35, by the time you're 40, you have a few years of PSA tests and you're a little bit more knowledgeable, and then you're on the doctor's radar screen and the doctor can say, "Okay, you're 40, maybe it's time to do these other tests, or maybe we should talk about this or that other thing," and it's going to help lead you in a healthy direction.
Yep, absolutely. And I don't know, Jennifer, you just have this voice. Everything just sounds like fun. Come on, everybody.
Is that
let's
right?
just go to this thing. Yes, you do. You have this voice. That,
Honestly,
come on, guys.
it is a
let's
fun
do
event.
it.
I don't want to sound kooky, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And can I tell you the thing that this is the big joke at the office? What does Jennifer want for Christmas? There is a 20-foot long inflatable colon. It's like a tunnel. It's 13 feet wide, 8 feet high, and 20 feet long. I just saw this online the other day and I thought, "Oh, I want this." Wouldn't that make the Movember event so fun? Because can you imagine men arriving? The Lions Center is hard to decorate.
Right.
It's just this big open space. But if you arrive and you go, "Oh, is that a tent? Is that a tunnel?"
No one wants to go through
It's a
that.
giant inflatable colon, and
Stop
you
it.
get to walk through and go, "Oh, so this is a polyp, and this is this, and this is ulcerative colitis or whatever." It's very
goodness.
interesting. So we like these kind of, maybe it doesn't excite other people, but these are interesting things for us because it gets people interested. It makes them talk, and
Right.
it makes them want to come and see this thing. And heck, if it's an outdoor event, if somebody's going to use it outdoor, it could double as a tent.
Okay. So
You
that's
know?
what you want for Christmas.
Yeah, more than anything, they were saying what
giant-
Jennifer wants for Christmas is an inflatable colon.
I'm not. I can't even say it. So I'm glad you did again.
But
yeah,
these
for
kind of
sure.
things are educational and fun, and it makes people talk about it. The mustache, on the surface, a mustache doesn't have anything to do with prostate cancer.
Right.
But what makes it work is that people grow the mustache and then people start talking about it. Why are you doing that? And it opens the conversation.
Okay.
So
And so that's happening this month as well. You got lots of the shaving mustaches?
Oh
going
yes.
on?
So that happened
When
at
is
the
that?
beginning of the month.
Okay.
Men shaved off their mustache. My husband did it. All of a sudden he looked baby faced again. He's all smooth for one night.
Okay.
And then at the end of the month, there's a competition, which doctor you should come to because I can't help but notice you're
Definitely.
sporting a mo here. So this is good. And you might be able to do sort of an Indian Freddie Mercury from Queen
goodness.
jeans
Okay.
and like a white T-shirt that could work for you.
Yes.
So they encourage men to come dressed up in costume.
Oh, yeah.
And so every year we are really impressed by the creativity of the
That's
guys.
the end of the month.
That's the end of the month. It's on the 27th, I believe.
Okay.
It is the closing ceremony, the masquerade party.
Okay.
Men dress up and they compete in different categories. For example, there is I think there's a trucker mo.
Okay.
There's a Tom Selleck mo.
Oh, wow.
There's best group mo if you want to get a group of friends together.
Yeah.
And each man competes in his category, and then at the end, all of the winners of each category compete for the Man of Movember,
Okay.
and you win a gold spray painted comb
Okay.
and bragging rights.
I
So
mean,
people are very
obviously-
excited to be the Man of November, and then maybe you'll be in the calendar next year.
Well, that's nice.
It's very
That's nice.
exciting.
So, and that's going to be where?
Um,
You don't know yet.
So that is posted online at movember.ky,
Okay.
and there's a link on the Cancer Society's website, which is CICS for Cayman Islands Cancer Society, CICS.ky.
Okay, you'll have to come back and talk to us a little bit about that.
Happy to. It's
That
such a
would
fun
be
event.
great. It
That's
sounds like
that's
fun.
when the wheels fall off. It's funny.
Sounds like fun. And so, yeah, then you get to celebrate the end of, Movember and all cancers, men's health, right?
Right.
Men's cancers. So today we were just talking about men's cancers primarily. We talked a lot about PSA and prostate cancer. So the event is the 19th of November at the Lions Community Center on Crew Road from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Sounds like a great event. Ladies, take your men. Don't leave them at home like Beyonce and Destiny's Child sang. Remember that song? Ladies, leave your man at home. No, ladies, take your man to Lion Center, okay? So that they can get their PSA done. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Tiffany Dixon Ebanks, Health City Global Sales and Marketing Manager. Great to see you again.
Thank you for having us.
For sure.
Just want to encourage everyone to come out to this event. And if anyone has any additional information, would like any additional information in terms of Health City and all the services that Dr. Prabhu is able to provide, they can go onto our website at healthcitycaymanislands.com,
Okay.
or they can send us an email, info@healthcity.ky.
All right. And as you know, Medical Mondays is brought to you by Health City, and we're here every Monday with someone from Health City or a couple of people from Health City talking about all the great things that they do there. Thank you so much, Dr. Prabhu, for coming this
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you very much.
He's their consultant urologist over at Health City. And thank you, of course, Miss Jennifer Weber, the operations manager at the Cayman Islands Cancer Society.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here. And special shout out. Thank you to Health City for allowing us to come on and talk about this.
Absolutely. We're all in this together. We're all one people. We're all one community. We have to take care of each other. So ladies, take care of your men. This is their month, Movember. So move it over to get that PSA done for, the loves of your lives. Thank you so much. This is Medical Mondays. This is Straight Talk, Drive at 5, Catherine Tyson. We'll talk again tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah. Listen.
Right now, you're about to witness a musical event. Connect to the culture.
Yo, where the love go?